The secret life of trees. Do trees have souls? If they do, what karma could have led to their stationary existence? Why are they seemingly punished in this way? When trees observe animals and humans, they must surely wonder about us. They might ask, what sins have these creatures committed that they cannot remain still? Why must they constantly rush about? From the perspective of an ancient tree, a young sapling might be told, look at them, running around just to find food. How fortunate we are, we receive everything we need right where we stand. While science may not embrace the concept of a soul in the way spirituality does, it is undeniable that trees are living beings. They grow just as we do, and research now confirms that they experience pain and distress much like us. They actively work to protect themselves. For instance, in The Hidden Life of Trees, a fascinating book I highly recommend. It is noted that when a giraffe begins to graze on a tree's leaves, the tree releases a specific chemical that makes its foliage bitter. Furthermore, it sends a warning signal to surrounding trees within a 20-meter radius, prompting them to release the same chemical to deter the animals. We can see how mother trees protect their young, and how, when surrounded by flowers and other plants, they form a thriving community, flourishing together. If you observe carefully, a solitary tree often appears sad. It is actually quite easy to communicate with them. In cities, you might see a single tree isolated on a street. Unfortunately, while many in our country claim to be devotees of the divine, they often act as enemies of greenery, venting their frustrations by mindlessly cutting down trees. When you see such isolated trees, covered in dust and choking on pollution, it feels as if they are weeping. Conversely, trees standing in a row, connected along the highway, seem much more joyful. If you look with this perspective, you may experience the same connection I do. I have a peepal tree outside my cottage, which I call Ashwat. For months, while staying at the ashram, I spent my time observing only two things, a kitten that occasionally visited my window, and Ashwat. We would simply watch each other. That tree became incredibly vibrant and healthy, the best it had ever looked since we arrived. When we first came, it was withered, weak, and on the verge of dying. Its leaves were riddled with holes and fell prematurely, its bark looked ancient and frail, as if it were nearing the end of its life. I began to shower it with love. Whenever I was in the garden, I would stroke its trunk, pat it, and talk to it, telling it that it was safe. Eventually, we planted a beautiful lawn and flowers around it. Once its loneliness vanished, the tree began to thrive. In the spring, it was full of life. But one May, I was feeling anxious while trying to record meditations for Black Lotus, and the birds were chirping loudly. It might sound strange or even foolish to some, but it was a matter of deep sentiment. I asked Ashwat for help, saying, please, brother, do something. They are disturbing my early morning recordings. Within a few days, the birds stopped perching on that tree and moved to others nearby, allowing me to work in peace. My faith in the consciousness of trees is absolute. Lord Mahavira taught that everything, even a stone, possesses a soul. He suggested that even a flickering flame contains a soul that departs once the flame is extinguished. Vedanta expresses this as Matsthani Sarvabhutani, all beings dwell within me. There is no object in which the divine does not reside. Therefore, I do not believe trees are being punished, they simply exist in a different time frame, a different dimension. In truth, perhaps we humans are the ones being punished. We are so attached to our lives that we cling to them desperately. Taking medicine, seeking endless treatments, and trying to preserve bodies that are essentially walking skeletons from a biology lab, all because we fear death. Trees have the blessing of simply living out their natural duration. When their time comes, whether by the hand of nature, a river, a storm, or an earthquake, they depart. They, too, strive to survive, but they find fulfillment right where they are. This is why trees are revered in every temple and place of worship, whether we offer bell leaves, peepal leaves, or flowers. They are an inseparable part of our existence. Without trees, there is no earth, and there would be no us. They are our ancestors, and it is our responsibility to protect and nurture them. 7 years ago, when we arrived here, the mountains were barren and yellow. But as we held daily prayers, chants, and shared moments of love and laughter in this ashram, nature responded. The trees turned lush and green, and the mountains continue to flourish to this day.